morning. Welcome to Spiritual Vacancy. We are here to help assist and fill your spiritual void. My name is Brooke Ann. I am a psychic medium and a Reiki practitioner, and I am with the lovely.
I am Mona Lee. Good morning to you. It's nice to see you this morning. I'm an energy healer, energy worker, light worker, hypnotherapist, all this fun stuff that I get to do every day, and I'm so grateful.
Like the list can go on and on and on.
Living the dream, baby.
Amazing, amazing.
Living the dream.
And speaking of that, we are talking about dreams today and how repeating dreams, premonition through dreams, astral projection through dreams, or a dreamlike state. And we're going to be talking about our stories and what we feel about dreams. And what do you think about dreaming, Mona? Have you had anything happen with dreams or
Oh,
anything you
yes.
saw
Oh, yes.
while you were
It's
dreaming?
quite amazing because when when I started studying hypnotherapy about 15 years ago, just learning about the states of the mind and where our thoughts come from, and even when we dream at night, it is our subconscious mind really speaking out. So from that point on, I really started paying attention and bring awareness to my dreams. And I know sometimes people don't have dreams and sometimes they don't. And at that time, I didn't really have a lot of dreams. But when I brought awareness to it. I was told to have a dream journal beside my bed that right when I wake up, write down the first thing that you remembered, whether it was a symbol, whether it was an object, write it down because there's something in it. And then when we start to pay attention a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, it's just like working out a muscle, right? When we're exercising our muscle, we're exercising our dream state as well. So I want to encourage everybody, pay attention to your dreams, even if you feel like you don't remember your dreams. But even if you don't remember your dreams, just bring awareness and bring attention to what's going on in your mind. But the recurring dreams, the theme dreams, are really interesting. And I don't know if our listeners, if you have those themes, so there's certain things that happen over and over. It's like, why is it showing up? What are we supposed to listen to? What are we supposed to pay attention to?
Mhm.
So yeah. How about yourself, Brooke? Are you experiencing any dreams or little dreams, or what's your experience?
I think my brain quit working out. Like you said, it's a work. I don't have dreams. You would
Uh,
think I would have like all these vivid dreams all the times, or that I see things when I'm dreaming, or I don't though. It's
mm,
crazy because I will wake up and it will be so far in between my dreams. Like it could be months before I wake up and I'm like, oh, that was a weird dream. And then I'll go and Google it and see what, that means. Like, because, when you lose your teeth, that means something, and it's not bad. It doesn't mean your teeth are actually going to lose, but I forget what it means now. But like, I'll have a dream book, and I know you have a dream book, or you could Google things nowadays. Like, what does that mean? And it's usually not bad. We think it's bad, but it's not. But there is one dream that I remember when I was 14 years old, and it was where this car kept passing my house, and I was actually in the house that I lived in at that time, and the car kept passing by going really slowly, and I was starting to get anxious in my house, and they ended up breaking in and they attacked and murdered me and my whole family.
mm,
And I woke up screaming because it felt so real. I mean,
mm,
I can literally picture it today as I'm describing it, like what they looked at, like what the weapons were, the feeling. And I've actually had that dream, that same exact dream, two more times in my whole life. So I've dreamt it three times. And I feel like it might be something from a past life that happened to me in that house, or a house that looked similar, but it's so real. And
mm.
when you wake up and it's scary because I mean, I really feel like I lost my whole family and myself. And when I woke up, I'm like, you're still in that dream state where it's like, am I alive or am I not? And it's
Mm,
this odd feeling, and it's scary, and it's, I don't know, it's so vivid. So I know
mm,
sometimes people wake up and they're like, it felt so real. And it's like, but was it real? Like,
Mm.
what did that happen? But I wish I dreamt more. I really do. I
Mm.
have a journal next to my bed and
Uh-huh.
it's blank. It has nothing. It's got
Wow.
nothing on it because I don't dream. And then some people dream of like premonitions and, they
Yes.
see the future and then they're like over in Paris having, croissants and on their
Mhm.
astral projection. I'm like, why can't I do that? Why am I not dreaming? I don't. And I wish I did. Maybe I need to set that intention of being like, I'm gonna dream tonight and see what happens.
There you go. There you go. And it really is about setting intentions or even asking your soul, what do I need to know right now? What do I want to know right now? And what I've been doing with people for years too, as far as like before having a past life regression, for example, or wanting to know answers from the higher self, write down on a piece of paper your question for your life that you have, and then slip it under your pillow. And I know it sounds silly, but slip it under your pillow. But it's amazing how it brings that awareness from the
Mhm.
back of your mind. It brings in an awareness of what you want to know, and then see what happens. Even one little symbol, one little sign, one little something that starts to come through. But I've done that practice for years. So I end up like almost leaving my body at nighttime when I'm going to sleep. And I'm like, whoa, that was so real, because I'm starting to there was one night I was in a dream and I started to have a cup of tea, and it was actually green tea. And it was maybe a couple years, several months, or maybe even a year, so that I didn't have green tea. And in my dream, I literally had a drink and I tasted the green tea.
Wow.
And then I went to the store and I got some green tea because I felt like that was a sign or a message that I needed to have more green tea, whether it's the antioxidants that my body was in need of or whatever it may be. But from that point on, it's just, I drink green tea. But I tasted, there's other times that I feel sensations. I was in a dream where I felt snow, and I felt the cold snow on my hands. And I felt that, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to go back. But I feel like I leave my body, and I was instructed by a spiritual person years ago of how to come back from a dream. Because I know some people experience also dream paralysis where you can't even move your body.
It's very scary.
It's very scary because it's like I've gone through a lot of sleep paralysis where I'm trying to scream or wake up and I can't wake up because I'm in another place. But here's another question: is how do we know that we're not experiencing parallel universes
Right.
or multiple dimensions in the multiverse?
We could be.
How do we not
We don't
know?
know.
How do we not know that we don't experience these things? Because sometimes when we do dream at night and it's so real, like the dream you had when you were 14, it was, how do you know it wasn't a parallel universe? How do you know? How do we know? How do we know?
That's true. I don't know, right? Because I mean,
Right,
there's so much more than that we might never know,
exactly.
we imagine or feel. So like when you went, that's so cool that you could actually feel. So like when you woke up, were your hands cold or did you just know that you touched the snow or is it just like a feeling of you replaying that dream, where you went?
I never replayed the dream. I never had that dream again, but it was so real because I felt the cold snow on my hands in that dream. And I was in a room that I was like literally present, very present in that room. And then there were other characters in that dream as well, and they were just so real. But it's like then we ask ourselves, not to sound crazy, but how do we know what is real? You know?
Right.
Right? But then it just felt so real. But the sensations, when sensations are coming through, where it's a sense of taste, it's a sense of smell, it's a sense of touch, it's like it's it's happening. It's happening. And the way to come back safely is what a friend of mine that used to do astral projections nightly. He would leave his body. He told me that he would sleep with his head on the opposite side of where, not on the head, where the head was here and the feet were here, but he would switch his body around and then asked to be protected in loving light. And then he would leave his body. But when he came back, he would concentrate on the silver and golden threads in the third eye. And then he would navigate his way back in without crashing into his body. he would navigate softly and gently back in to come back to the space.
Yeah, because it could
So
be scary. I have talked to
it could,
people that have had this sleep paralysis where it feels like someone's holding you down or choking you
yeah.
or you can't breathe, and that's an
Mm.
awful feeling, but it's like your body is your soul's trying to come back
Mhm.
in, or you're still kind of over there and you're waking up and they haven't collided again, right? They
Yes,
haven't
yes.
touched base.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here's another interesting thing that was shared with me. My mom had a meditation group in the temples in Pennsylvania. They had a group of people that would meet together. And while they were meditating, not even dreaming at nighttime, they would literally all travel together and leave their bodies and
Wow.
then go out and see the same things, and they would compare stories saying, oh wow, I saw floods in the lands over here, or I saw lots of chaos in the lands over here. So they would see the same things and the same visions, all these monks and these nuns and these really deep meditators. And sometimes when they would come back into their body, some would crash into their body if they weren't being very gentle with themselves, because it's a scary feeling when you're leaving your body. And when you come back in, someone would go and just land very, very hard in their body and like fall over when they came back in. So those are things also to bring awareness that people do in the world when they can actually leave their bodies.
Yeah, it's so cool. And I always tell people, like, if you can dream and you have vivid dreams, start
Mhm.
asking for predictions
Yes.
or go somewhere. You could see into the future. Like when you have those vivid dreams, there's premonitions there. Like how you said they were
Mhm.
saying, like the flooded areas and things like that. People that dream vividly, I'm like kind
Mhm.
of jealous of because I don't have that. And I think it's
Mm.
amazing that people can do that and
Mhm.
literally take their mind that way
Mhm.
into that part of, what do you call it? The other parallel universe or
Yeah.
connect with spirit, their own self that way, their higher self that way, and go wherever and see what's going to happen in the future. And even
Mhm.
when I'm talking with people that have had dreams of their loved ones that have passed and they're like, it was so real. And I'm like, because
Mhm.
it was. And that's so cool that you can see that because
Yeah.
I've never experienced that. I've
Yes.
never dreamt of a loved one that's passed. And
Mhm.
it's like, I'm
Mhm.
not a vivid dreamer. I
Mhm.
wish I was. I
Mhm.
tried to be, but like people have no idea when they can see stuff like that, how connected they are.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
It is. I do want to encourage our listeners, encourage ourselves as well, that don't give up on your dreams, really, truly. If we look at people like Walt Disney, right? He had dreams of the mouse and people would laugh at him.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I saw it. I dreamt it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and then look at what he built.
Yeah, over a
I
mouse.
mean, really, exactly. So why not? Like, if we can bring intention and bring awareness to where we want to bring it, and then even connecting to our higher self and asking ourselves questions like, what do I want to know right now? What do I want to learn about? What do I want to understand within myself more? And then every night practice it. Do it like a practice, like a meditation practice, and bring
Yeah.
awareness to yourself and to your subconscious mind and see what starts to happen. Because it will, it'll start to unfold if we just know and we trust and then wrap ourselves in loving light before we go to bed.
So I have a question. Do you think like when you astral project or you're traveling while you sleep, do you
Mhm.
feel like you wake up tired or do you feel rested or what's the feeling like for you? Because I'm curious because I'm like thinking
Yeah,
as we're talking, I'm like,
it's
do I not do that because I need the sleep?
yeah, it's a great question. I wake up in a different state. It's like oh, it's so hard to describe. I don't feel that necessarily tired. I feel rested because I try to look at the hours on the clock, but then of course the body sometimes wakes up between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. Those are the bewitching hours of when
Yes.
spirit's really awake, right?
Yes, very
And
much.
that's
Yes.
where we really wake up and spirit starts to like connect and communicate. But it's I feel like I'm in a different place. And then when I come back, it's almost like a readjustment of, okay, now I'm here. So now I need to be here, you
Yeah.
know. And so It's really unique. It's really, really unique. And a lot of times my dreams lately is organizing, like putting things in order, putting boxes in order, building things in a big, huge glass walled mall or place that's just huge. So I
Yeah.
know there's more to be developed, just like we're, talking on the podcast and developing more and more and learning more and more. And that's part of just a message in the dreams that we're on the right path of just continue moving forward step by step. But it feels sometimes exhausting, but sometimes exciting at the same time, knowing, okay, there's more, building foundations, building blocks.
Yeah, and there's nothing to be scared of either,
No,
right? Like when people
no.
project or if you have dreams, like don't be super scared of them,
Mhm,
because it really didn't happen. But even like the sleep paralysis, that's not
mhm.
something to be frightened of. It might feel scary, but nothing's really, they can't really hurt you. Nothing can
No.
hurt you.
Nothing can. And I want to encourage those who have dreams that some people have talked to me about their dreams as far as having the same dream over and over, the recurring dream as far as a scary thing. I had a person that said that they felt like they got hit by a car pretty much every night. And when we
Wow.
face the scary parts of it and go, okay, I know I'm consciously aware now that I am dreaming because this has happened again and again and again. When we start to really face those fears,
Mhm.
that's when those recurring nightmares or dreams can stop.
Right.
Because it's really ourselves wanting to face the fears,
Did it
facing it.
stop for them after
Yes,
they started? Yeah.
yes, yes. When I encourage them to just say, just know that you can talk in your dream out loud. You can start controlling your dreams. I started controlling my dreams from the time I was 7 years old,
Oh
when
wow.
I knew that I was dreaming, and then I could actually like run naked in my dream or breathe underwater in my dream, and that it was okay. Really weird stuff, but it's really fun.
It's awesome.
But just, yeah, just don't give up on your dreams and just keep on, facing anything that needs to be faced or really understanding just one symbol at a time. And then things will open and open and open. It's like a flower blooming, right?
Yeah.
Like a lotus flower that has 1,000 petals. And then every night just allowing another petal to open.
Yep.
And there's just amazing things that we can start to understand within ourselves.
And now you have like dream books or
I do. I do. I actually took a class. I've got a couple little dream books here. One of my favorite, this is just a really old dream book, and you can look at dream meanings and pictures and symbols and things.
that's
I
a,
actually took a dream solutions class of dream realizations with Henry Reed. This was at Atlantic University at in Virginia. Took that course, but there's different courses out there that you can look into taking. There's also one of my favorite resources is antiflow.com, where you can look at antiflow.com, and let's say you dream about a box. Open up the website, look at what it means to dream about a box, and it'll tell you a bajillion different things, and just see what resonates with you,
right.
because that's all within yourself.
Because usually when you're dreaming and there's like something that comes through in a dream that you remember, it's usually what you need to hear at that moment, right?
Mhm,
Something you're going
absolutely.
through, or
Mhm.
whether it's advice or, anything like that, even just from your dream, from your higher self or your spirit guides or whatever it might be. But
Yes.
like the box, I know some people dream of snakes,
Mhm,
uh,
mhm.
all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah. And there's so many different meanings for one object. You can find so many different meanings. But yeah, I love antiflow.com. She's been doing this for a while, and she has so many different explanations, and there's just like every little detail. Just get to know yourself. Get to know yourself is what I would like to encourage people. Just don't give up and keep on setting the intentions with your higher self before you go to bed.
Now, can you share with us what would be like your favorite place to astral project to, or one of your most favorite memories of somewhere that you got to travel to that you remember? I mean, if you're naked, that's fine.
I love being naked. I love it. I think it's very freeing, because when we're born, it's just like it's a shameful thing, but it's fun to be free.
It is.
Um, I I'm connected to the cosmos. I'm connected to star nations. I'm connected to Lemuria. So I kind of get a little bit spacey out there. So I just go into like a floaty space that's just like not even close to being here. And I can't explain it, but it's like it's almost like being home.
Mhm.
It's a sense of peace.
Yeah,
And
good.
so when I come back, I am rejuvenated.
Do you ever
And
see aliens?
I not the aliens that you see on TV, like as far as the ones with the big heads and the big eyes, but I know that I'm in a different realm.
Gotcha.
I'm in a totally different realm. So but I do see kind of like ghost-like characters that I know are not in the same realm, but I've always kind of seen them since I was little. So yeah, it's such a unique experience. It's fun. It's fun to dream. I love going to bed. I love going to bed at night. And I love looking forward to what's coming up next and remembering every little detail and seeing colors and vibrancy and messages. And it's fascinating. It's like another world. Yeah,
I'm gonna start doing that because
please
normally
do.
I always say a prayer. I say a grateful
Mhm.
prayer for my day,
Yeah.
give gratitude of what happened during the day that I'm thankful for.
Mhm.
And then I just pray that I sleep through the night.
Yeah. Yes. Thank yourself ahead of time. Thank yourself ahead of
Yeah,
time. Say thank you that I'm going to sleep through the night and it's going to be a peaceful rest. And
yeah.
then when you wake up in the morning, like when I wake up in the morning and I open my eyes, first thing I do is I say, thank you, God,
Oh,
for
me
another
too.
day.
Me
Thank you,
too.
God, for another day. Thank
Me
you,
too.
God, for another opportunity to really enjoy life
Me
today.
too.
Thank you.
But I'm like, why can't I dream? Why can't I? So I'm like, maybe I'll
You
set
will.
an intention. Like I want to dream, but I also need like my 8 hours of sleep uninterrupted because of me going through, my perimenopausal stage. There is
Mhm.
such lack of sleep. And
Mm.
I'm like, maybe my higher self and my spirit guides are like, we're not going to bother her with dreams right now.
Mm.
She
You know
needs
what?
all the attention.
I think you will dream though. When you put that intention out there, Brooke, you're gonna dream more.
I
And then
know.
listening to even the binaural beats, listen to the was it 496 or no 963 megahertz, as well as the binaural beats or tripneural beats. You can even get some little, earphones and plug them in, and it just like it kind of balances your brain at the same time. But it really is a high frequency vibration to just wrap your sound around you. And it really helps tremendously.
I
So
will
it's
check it out for sure. As much
Mhm,
as I like
mhm.
daydream during the day or feel like I'm dreaming during the day, connecting with spirits and just everything, and then I'm like, I don't dream at night. It's weird. I
Well,
love
I hope and pray you start dreaming.
I do. I will. I'm going to set that intention
Yes,
because next week we're going to be talking about manifestation. And
yes,
you can actually manifest things in your life, and that's going to be our next episode. And I can manifest my dreams if I want to. So you can do
absolutely.
anything that you put your mind to.
That's right.
And we hope you enjoyed this episode about
Mhm.
dreams. If you guys have any input, or we would love to hear about your dreams. Do you dream? Are they vivid? Do you think you astral project? Have you had sleep paralysis? Like, we want to know it all in the comments, or message us, email us, whatever you need to do. But we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
And I am Brooke Ann. You can find me at Spiritual Medium Brooke Ann on Facebook, Medium Brooke Ann on TikTok, and mediumbrookeann.com to book a session. And where can they find you, Mona?
And I can be found on beautifulmindsc.com. My phone number is there as well. I've got Instagram as well as Facebook. Yes.
We thank you guys for joining in, and we hope y'all have
Mhm.
a beautiful day.
Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.